Welcome back. I don't know that this was the best game of the year. I'll leave that to other people to decide. But if you didn't watch this game, you may very well have missed the best game of the year. It really felt like playoffs. These teams really, really hated each other by the end of this one. I don't know if they did at the start, but yeah, at the end, oh, I can't wait till these guys meet each other again. It's going to be great. And considering the video I just did on scheduling, this is why rivalry games are great. So both teams got good early chances. Uyghur almost had an own goal. Didn't happen. Uyghur's point streak ended today. So sad moment, yes, but it's done. Ekblad had a rush chance, and then Verhaeghe scores from Barkov at 3:28. So Florida gets off to the fast start, and it looks like, maybe Florida's going to steal this. But next shift, Gord, he scores from Goudreau and Coleman at 4 minutes. So that lead lasted 32 seconds. And this was a game that really went back and forth. And this was just, what a game. Hornquist then almost made it 2-1 on the next shift. So this was just a back and forth pond hockey for the first 5 minutes, where it was just everybody's getting chances all over the ice. And the coaches were probably going insane. But for people watching this, that was some great hockey. Then Huberdeau had a break. McElhinney with the poke check on that. The Panthers had a push coming out of that. First power play goes to Tampa, and the rough play was picking up. And this is where things start to really pick up. There was a shorthanded break for Coleman, and it rolled off of his stick. He slammed his stick on the boards when he was leaving the ice. Then there's a shorthanded break for Killorn. And there were more chances in this game than the New Jersey-Pittsburgh one that I watched this morning at this point already in the first period. Just the prime chances back and forth, it was just great. Cirelli almost got a shorthanded break as well. This is all the same power play, and it was Tampa basically taking advantage. Now, when Florida's power play clicks, it's great, and in the meantime, it's there's that risk. There's always that risk. Bobrovsky then denied Palat. Point had a chance that was held. Tampa Bay, some turnovers in their own zone, which were a problem today. Then the defense starts to catch up in the second half. It starts to feel like, okay, now they're clamping down a little bit, and things that the shots were crazy early, and they really settled down in the second half of that period. Tampa Bay, with some pressure, they draw a power play. Point almost made it a 5-on-3. And it's one of those borderline things where he was looking for a call, and other referees might have called it, but they don't, and I'm fine with that. If it doesn't have to be a 5-on-3, okay. Huge saves on the penalty kill by Bobrovsky. He denied Killorn, and it's killed off. Stamkos had a shot in the final 5 seconds. It was stopped. Play to the buzzer. So second period, 17 seconds in, Tampa Bay gets a power play. Ekblad slashed Gord's stick out of his hands. And he slashed across the hands too. So those are penalties every time. There was a shorthanded chance for Strawman that was saved. And yeah, this was another insane start to the period where there's shots at both ends of the rink. Team gets a power play. No problem. The team that's shorthanded is going to be the one that gets the chances. Killorn willed himself past Forsling, who just bounced right off of him like he wasn't even there. And Forsling was kind of coming in to block him. And Killorn was like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry, small gentleman. You shall not get in my way. Palat then had a chance that was knocked down. There was some end-to-end action again. McElhinney denied Lomberg, and then on his next shift, Lomberg takes a penalty, which leads to the third power play for Tampa Bay. A lot of power plays today because it was a very physical, hotly contested game, and totally understandable we'd see more power plays in this one than we would see in normal games at this stage of the season. There was a shorthanded 3-on-1 for the Panthers because, sure there is. Huge save for McElhinney. Wenberg then drew a penalty to make it 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 5 seconds. And then not long after that, once we finally get back to 5-on-5 play, Killorn scores from Chernak and Point at 11:23. So Killorn didn't will that other one in, but he willed that one in. And it was a rebound goal, so he didn't really will it in. Rebound goal. Chernak was the one that had the nice play around the net, wraps it around, and then it goes right over to Killorn. And then Duclair tried to answer. Duclair did his best. Speed was Florida's game again today. And it did give Tampa problems at times, but Tampa is so talented and they're so well structured in their game. McDonough, at this point it was announced with a lower body injury, would not return to the game. So Tampa was down to 5 defensemen for the remainder, meaning Cal Foote was going to play more minutes than probably originally intended. Cal Foote had a good game. Defensively, might have reminded some people of his dad out there today. Vetrano then scores a goal, but it's challenged for offside, and as soon as a goal is challenged for offside, I pull it off the board. So even though the graphic was on the TV, as soon as they said being challenged for offside, I'm like, okay, that's coming off the board, and it did. Didn't count. The Panthers then get a late power play. The power play was trying to set up Ekblad. They really wanted Ekblad's booming shot. You know who they end up setting up? Forsling. So I've talked in reviews lately about how Forsling seems to think he's got some real offense here. He gets chances in almost every game. The points haven't been there. There's the power play goal at 18:24, and there were only 5 seconds left in that power play. So Gustav Forsling is legit. It seems like in Florida he's found a good fit, and really solid showing for him there. So Bobrovsky then denied Gaudreau in the final minute. Hedman and Hornquist then argue at the buzzer, and it went on for about a minute and a half. I don't know what they said. I don't know if it was in English or not. Probably not. But they may have discussed their disdain for one another before leaving the ice. I do not like you, good sir. I do not like you, kind gentlemen, either. And thusly, probably something as polite as that. So you go to the third period with more politeness going on in this game. Early chance for Johnson was denied. Ruda almost had his first. Ruda really wanted his first goal today. It didn't happen. It's coming. Cirelli then brought down Duclair. And then the question became one of, so when Cirelli crashes into his own goaltender, did he knock the puck into the net? And so they did a replay, and on the replay it showed the puck actually sits on the goal line. Did not cross. McElhinney didn't know where it was. The puck just sits on the goal line. It was that close to Florida getting a goal. The Panthers press, they can't get to the net. Then the puck went the other way after that pressure was just expelled by Tampa, and Joseph gets a goal from Colton and Maroon at 5:22. And so, yeah, Tampa has a lead, but then 3 seconds after the face-off, it's a Panthers power play. So the Panthers get a power play at 5:25, and a minute into that power play, Hornquist gets his 7th power play goal of the season. I mentioned how great he looks with the Panthers. It's been fantastic. So yeah, his 7th power play goal from Yandel and Barkov at 6:25. So what happens next? There's a power play for Tampa. Golden chance for Cirelli, which does not go in, but the follow-ups today were big. So usually when I'm watching these games and these great chances don't go in, it's normally cleared out and it's good. In this game, guys would get great chances and then they'd follow up and there'd be a goal. And in this case, it's Johnson on the power play from Gordon Cirelli at 10:56, and a great pass by Gord over to Johnson. No chance for Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's numbers today, not great. It's not on him. And then the Bolts get another power play. That was killed off. Palat and Weegar had a fight, I guess. I thought it was a fight. The referee didn't. He decided it was 4 minutes for roughing for one and 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for slashing for the other. And so you understand what he did there. Instead of 5 for fighting for both and the 2-minute slashing causing a power play, he said, I'm going to make it 4 for each. And that evens things out. So that was the referee trying to make sure he's not involved in the decision. Huberdeau and Colton then kind of had it out. More like Huberdeau hit Colton. Colton didn't like the hit from Huberdeau, kind of up high or whatever. And so Colton drops the gloves and decides, I'm going to end Huberdeau. And I think it was Ekblad that came in and took him off, or Yandel came in and took him off. And so Colton's the only one that gets a penalty. So if you're going to drop your gloves, make sure the other guy does too, or else you're going to be the guy going to the box. So Florida gets a power play. And while that power play is winding down, they pull the goalie with 2.5 minutes left. Furious action at the Tampa Bay end. Things get scrummy with 1 minute and 44 seconds left. And in the middle of that again is Hedman and Hornquist, probably resuming their conversation from the end of the second period. And then the Panthers call a timeout. They're unable to score, but man, it wasn't for a lack of trying. McElhinney with some great saves. And then Point gets the empty net marker from Palat and Coleman, and your final score is 5-3. Tampa goes to an impressive 23-6-2. Florida's now 27-4, so they've still got a very good record. And the shots in this one actually favor Florida. So McElhinney, who I mentioned the power rankings last night, well, that might be their weak spot today. No, absolutely not. 11 to 10 were the shots in the first in favor of Florida, 12 to 6 in the second, and 9 to 8 in the third. Final shots, 32 to 24 in favor of Florida, which doesn't tell you just how many prime chances there were. Those 24 shots, I would guess half of them were in the slot for Tampa. Power plays, Florida 2 for 5, Tampa Bay 1 for 5. Bobrovsky, 19 saves on 23 shots for him. And for McElhinney, 29 saves on 32 shots. That was an excellent game. And for Vasilevsky, nice calm day off where he can just sit, eat popcorn on the bench. Don't eat popcorn on the bench if you're the backup goalie. But yeah, it was a very good game. This was one of the most entertaining games I've watched all year. And yeah, we'll see how things go from here. But Tampa Bay, I thought the right team won today, but these teams are close. And I can't wait till they meet again. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.